But let's review them. So let's talk about adding and subtracting integers. You have to be able to add and subtract integers, or you will hate math with everything in your being. Are you with me? All right. So the signs are either going to be the same, just like the warm-up, or the signs are going to be different. Let's talk about the same signs first. Y'all are pretty good at this topic. When the signs are the same, most kids are pretty solid at that. Does that make sense? Every now and then a couple of you will miss this problem. But all right, let's start off with the ones you started with when you were in little kid. What is 8? Is 8 positive or is it negative? That's positive. What's 3? It's also positive. Aren't these both positive? These are the ones you guys never miss because these are the ones you learned when you were a little kid. 2 plus 3 is 5. No, 5. You got snot running down your nose back when you were sweet, innocent, and cute and talked really like a little kid. Those were the good old days. 2 plus 3, 5. And yeah, you got a sucker for doing 2 plus 3 in kindergarten or whatever grade you learned that. Yes?
Can I show you my pencil?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for asking. So, we never miss this because these are what we call the counting numbers you learned a long time ago. What's 8 plus 3? We don't struggle with that one. It's when they start putting those dang negatives in there is when people start missing some stuff. Like negative 14 minus 3. This problem and this problem are identical except the signs are slightly different. What is 14?
Negative.
What's 3?
Negative.
Negative. We're going to do the same thing here that we did here. Now let me talk about what we did here, because you didn't realize what we did. Didn't you add the 2 numbers together?
Yes.
To get 11?
Yes.
Weren't they both positive?
Yes.
Didn't you keep the positive?
Yes.
So the rule for same signs is you're going to add the numbers together and keep the same sign. So whatever sign they both have is the sign that the answer needs to have. So we got a negative and a negative. We're going to add them. What's 14 plus 3? 17. And we need to keep the sign. What sign do they got?
Negative.
Questions? This part of the lesson y'all are much better at than that part. That part is where we get a lot of mistakes. At the beginning. We're going to fix those mistakes and move on. All right, any questions so far? Let's do one more. What are they both?
Negative.
Negative, so let's add them. What's 33 plus 9? 42. And since they're both negative, we need a negative 42. Any questions on those? All right, let's jump over here to the different signs. Now, when you look at a problem, your brain needs to determine real quick whether it's the same sign or different. What is 9?
Negative.
What's 18?
Positive.
They're different. So we're not going to do the same rule. We are not adding these together. We're jumping to the new rule. When the signs are different, yes, we're going to subtract them. And then we're going to keep the bigger sign. All right, so they're different. We're going to subtract. What's 18 minus 9? 9. Which one's bigger? The 18. It is positive. And I'm going to put the positive, even though we very rarely write the positive 9. It is positive because the 18 is bigger. So, for adding and subtracting, there's only 2 rules. You're either going to add them or you're going to subtract them. We're either going to keep the same sign they got or we're going to keep the bigger sign. That's all we got to remember for this lesson. Are you with me? So, another one. Are these signs the same or different?
Different.
Sure. 21 is
Positive.
positive. 33 is
Negative.
negative. Which one's bigger?
33.
The 33 is. So my answer needs to be
Negative.
negative. I'm going to go ahead and put the negative. Now we got to do a subtract. What is 33 minus 21? 12. We're done. So tomorrow's warm-up is going to be very similar to today's. I want a lot better answers tomorrow than today. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
We had way too many mistakes today. That's fine. Let's clean it up and get better tomorrow. Okay. Any questions? So today, we are just going to work on these rules. These rules are vital to you being able to do 8th grade math.